Hello everyone, my name is YUSEF and welcome to part 1015 of the movie Revolution. Let us let, mm, let us begin. Sorry. Anyway, so Jerry was sitting on the couch with his new friends when all of a sudden he heard a plane land in the backyard. He went outside to see who it was, and to his surprise, it was the princess, his girlfriend. She said, "Hey, for a weekend, do you want to go? Do you want to come back to Silver Cat with me? My father would love to see you." And then she said, "No problem, I would love to." And just like that, they were gone. So they were on the private jet, hanging out with each other, saying how much they miss each other, of course, missed each other, of course. And she says, I have a surprise for you when we get to Silvercat. And then he says, okay, cool, okay. And he says to himself, well, that's a bit weird. Uh, uh, I'm sure it's a I'm very sure it's a pleasant surprise. So, they finally land in Silvercat. They get out of the project. They knock on the they knock on the door of the kingdom. One of the bodyguards answers it. Well, the butlers answers it rather. He opens the door, and they are Jerry and the princess and walk into the castle, and then the king sees them and gives Jerry a big hug. He says hi back, and then she says, "Well, we're not gonna be here long, because I want to go on a lunch date with my boyfriend. Is that okay?" And and then Jerry said, "I would love to. I haven't seen you in a while. So I would love to do that." And so they say goodbye to the king and they leave. They are in their limo, but we're actually in her limo. They talk some more, but right before they go to lunch, she brings him to a private location. She opens the door. The one of her bodyguards says, "He's not supposed to be here." And then she says, "Yes, he is." And then he says, "Oh, oh, okay." And then he welcomes him in. They walk into the private facility and they open the door to a private area where she is. And then she, and then they see her. She says, "Isn't this funny?" "I think it is." And then he says to himself, "What the hell is going on here?" And then she said, "Well, I'm pretty sure you have this weird look on your face, like you don't know what's going on here." Well, you was you you burned down her house, right? Yeah. Well, good for you. But I think we did something a lot more than that. Won't you say? She says to her. She says to one of her. Sorry. She says to one of her bodyguards. And then he says, "Yeah, I think you did a good job kidnapping the kidnap kidnapping her. You know something? I think you did a good job too." And then as as she is putting her arm around his shoulder, Patrick's shoulder, I should say. So they are. So she grabs her by the chin and slaps her across the face again. She she asks Jerry to do the same. He says no, and then they leave the facility. They leave the private facility, and they go back to the limo, and he is disgusted on the inside, of course. On the outside, he's uh looking for looking forward to the date, of course. Um, so they get back to the limo. They see a fancy restaurant, and they go in and they eat. As they were eating, all he could ever think about was this like horrible situation and how he needs to tell someone about this and his involvement. But then, as he was saying these things to himself, but as he was saying that to himself, he looks at her and then he says to himself, "No, I don't think I am." I'm so weak. Okay. So, okay. I can't tell anyone about this because that would break her heart. This is a terrible situation. And then the lunch comes. They're eating their lunch, having a good time together, enjoying each other's company. But all he could ever think about is the good and the bad and telling America what happened. He says to himself, "It won't be that bad. The prison time won't be that bad." But then, his other self said, "It might not be bad for you, but But what about her heart? And for that matter, what about yours? And maybe your life. And then he looks at her again. He says to himself, she's so. And then he gets back to reality. He eats the best of his food. And they go back to the private jet. Well, for the rest of the month, for the rest of the month, well, weeks, they they will be spending some time together. So they get back to the private jet, and they go back to the castle, and they now go in the door, but this time it's the king with one of his boyfriends. Um, he opens the door. The king, not his boyfriend. He opens the door, welcomes them in, and they sit on the couch. And that was it. To be continued. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below, share the video while you're at it, and I will see you next time. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye, bye.